Hello, everybody. It is Badger Wild, and we are back with another Space Engineers Tips video. We are still doing different videos on the event controller, and I'm telling you, the more I'm messing with this, and the more y'all comment. Mind you, someone in the comment section came in here. So what started this little run with the event controller has been you guys. You guys have been coming up with this awesome content. It is viewer created content. Something I really think has not gotten enough support or um, understanding of or appreciation. So when we did the last video, obviously we had the thruster video where I was showing how you could kind of use the thrust override, and then someone said, hey, you can use the event controller to do this. And so we did that video. And now someone said, hey, you can do this with the event controller. And I was like, oh, that's a nice video for people that are on PlayStation and Xbox because this uses the event controller, which is in the game. So before we get started, if you enjoy this content, if you like what I do and you want to stick it to YouTube and give them the bird, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel, and it also tells YouTube that this is good content that you want. And it also helps out the channel because apparently now a view doesn't count as a view anymore. Go figure. Anyway, with that being said, let's get started. So, what do we got going on today? We are going in here because I want to start off showing all of you what we can do currently. So with the tab button turned on here, you can see my meters per second gauge. We're going to attempt to get this ship going, and you will notice we have a single ion thruster on the back, a single warfare ion thruster to send this thing forward. Now I'm going to push forward, and you're going to see painstakingly how we accelerate forward in this ship. It is painfully slow. We are not getting very far anywhere. And some of you are saying, Badger, man, Badger. Get more engines, get more thrusters. We have them. Okay, we're just demonstrating just how slow this system is right now, running on just this singular thruster. Now, as fast as I can go and I can turn on, I do have two thrusters pointing forward just for braking effects. We can get to the good part. But you can see a single ion thruster is not that impressive until the event controller. Now, in order to solve this like I said, before the event controller showed up, you simply slapped more ion thrusters onto the ship. That's not always economical because as more thrusters have to be slapped on, you have to provide more fuel, i.e. either electricity or hydrogen for your ship. There's got to be a better way in space travel, and there is. There is one method of drive system that is almost, if not better, than even the Prototech ion thruster, and it does even better with energy. And that is these nifty little protrusions we have on the outside of the ship. This is a very basic forward and reverse gravity drive system. In other words, we are going to use the power of our grav drive, our gravity generators, which are not cheap, but once you get a few of them and you build a drive system like this, you understand just how effective it becomes. We're going to use this to pull a series of artificial mass blocks that are connected to the ship that we have now hooked up to the thrusters. Now, it's very simple, the same method, but I want to show you guys, before I introduce to y'all how to do this, what the difference here is. We're going to click on our event controllers. Now, there is some wobble to this, and you are going to have to set the gravity drives up in a certain pattern to allow you to control the ship and not go flying off into space and have it twist and turn and go places. But you're going to watch these red dots on the screen and lines are suddenly, we'll zip in here so you guys can see these a little bit better. But you're going to see this thing accelerate far faster than what one ion thruster can hit. And 3, 2, 1, launch. And you can see just how much faster we are going. If we were to use the regular ion thruster, we'd max out at 100 meters per second. This is 100.17 meters per second. It is faster than what the max speed of the Factorum. You could have a ship with a Factorum ion thruster. This ship will eventually outpace it with its gravimetric thrusting system. Now, if we let go, you see, hey, guess what? This also works with our inertial dampeners. And with our inertial dampeners working, What we only need are two, what was a, or what I mean is, what we need is two ion thrusters pointing in the direction that we want them to go. And there's some niftiness with this, but we can turn this on at any point in time we want. And you'll also notice that it pulls the front of the ship when we want to go forward, and it pulls the rear of the ship when we want to go backwards. So it will work pretty good. There's a little bit of a clicking going on there, and you do have to work with the fields to narrow them down so they don't interfere with you while you're inside the ship. Because the last thing you want to do is have your crew in there hit the gravimetric thrusters, and then everybody gets thrown to the front of the ship for no reason whatsoever. And then when you turn it off, it just starts jacking you back and forth and everything. So without further ado, let's show you guys how to build this entire system and how to set it up for your own systems. And also, this works for Xbox, PlayStation, or PC. So you guys are covered in that department perfectly. No scripts, nothing like that. This is pure vanilla scripted Space Engineers. So without further ado, let's get started setting this thing up. So now that we've demonstrated how these gravimetric thrusters work, or gravity drive systems work, how do we build these things? Well, a simple way to build a gravity thruster and to make it work is to, first off, how do you build them? Well, depending on the direction you want to go, if I can get out of here, you are going to want a single mass block, and you're going to want two gravity generators on each side of this thing. Now, the other thing is you will need an ion thruster somewhere. So if you want to hide the ion thruster somewhere inside your ship so it's not noticeable, that's fine. You can do internalized thrusters. You only need one thruster really for each direction, and you're going to want to have one event controller for each direction. So you could create a small computer inside your ship with smaller blocks, unlike what I did was using full size blocks. And you could create a type of subgridded computer which runs all of this stuff. But you are going to want a gravity generator pointing in the direction you want to go. And then you need to remember that whichever gravity generator is going to be sending that in that direction, that gravity generator has to be the one that's taking it in that direction. So if you are wanting to do this here, one of the things I'm going to have to do here is reverse these very quickly. So if you're going to make these gravity drives work, first thing you're going to have to do is open up your menu, select all of them, and then modify the acceleration down to 9.8 so that your forward ones are pulling and your reverse ones are pulling the other direction. Otherwise, it's not going to work properly. The next thing we should be doing is we're going to have to start grouping certain blocks together in a group. Now you see here, I've got these labeled. This is right reverse for each side, right reverse 1, right reverse 2, left reverse 1, left reverse 2. We have those. We are also going to need to equip those to the right artificial mass block. So we're going to need, these are going to be pulling, so they're going to be pulling the reverse block. Let me think. Is it a reverse block? No, it's not the reverse block. These will be pulling the, yeah, they'll be pulling the reverse block. I don't know why. My brain just said, no, they're not. And I don't know why. We're going to call this backward. And that's going to be our first group. Now, the next group, we're going to be getting the forward artificial mass blocks. And we're going to be placing them in their own group. We're going to call that forward. Now we have both of our blocks set up. We now get to go into our event controllers. Now we're going to hop out of our little seat here real quick. I'm going to go to the rear version of this ship, and we are going to start doing select actions. Now the first thing we want to do is we want to select our actions. What do we want to have happen? Well, number one, we want to go to our groups, and this is why grouping is so cool in this. Normally, if you do this, you have to set each individual tool, each individual gravity drive. However, since we have set them up, because the way the gravity drives work to make this stable is we're going to have to pull on the front part of the ship to go forward, and we're going to want gravity to pull the rear part of the ship to go backwards so that everything stays stable. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the backward drive here, and we're going to set it here in this area. We're going to have it toggle block on. And then we're going to set in the false section toggle block off. So when we do our activation of the event controller, this is going to turn on. All those blocks are forward or rear facing gravity mass blocks, and all the gravity drives that are that are pulling to the rear are all going to be activated simultaneously. Now, when the thruster goes off, well, then this will turn everything off once it reaches a certain thrust rate. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to set the event, and the event we want is thrust. So when the thrust activates, hey, we're going to get that. We're going to set the threshold to about 4%. And the thruster we're going to use is the Sci-Fi Ion Thruster. We're going to add that to the block down here. This should all work perfectly, and we're going to gate that action. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Event Controller 5. We're going to set up the actions here, doing the same exact thing. We're going to grab forward, put in the true blocks that the block will turn on when we have a thruster activated, and then turn the blocks off when we no longer have, when the system is false, or we're no longer have any thrust going to the forward thruster. So wait a minute. Yes, that's correct. It's correct. It's correct. I haven't even gotten to that part yet. It had to do with which engine I'm using. I haven't gotten to that part. So we're going to go down here. We're going to call the thrust. And just like before, greater or equal than. Do this. That's number 4. And there we go. Now, we're going to do the warfare thruster because it's on the back. Add that block and gate. And if this works like I hope it does, we should turn this on. I should push forward. The warfare thruster is going to activate, and the gravity drives in the front of the blocks, front of the mass blocks, are going to activate. However, at the same time, the forward mass blocks are going to turn on, and we're going to get hit with about 4. Each block's going to get hit with 2 gravity fields at one time. So if I press forward, you can see right here, we've pressed forward, and that's working. Now, if I turn this off and stop, when the reverse thruster turns on to work with our inertial dampeners, when they turn on a thruster, the gravimetric drives will automatically grab hold. This is gravity drives, which is one of the best space exploration thruster systems in the game. For those of you that don't understand how fast this is, if I push this and get it going, we are obtaining high speed with just a single ion thruster, and we are maxing out at 117 meters, 100.17 meters per second. I turn this off, the system is going to grab and it's going to kind of pull itself back. Now, there is a problem with tilting, and some of you in the comments, if you know how to fix the tilting issue, let me know. But you can pretty much set up your thrusters, label them to go in different directions, create an internalized thruster grid, and use that for display purposes inside your ship, while also having gravity drive systems that operate on the same system. So when you turn on your gravity drives, you can activate only a certain number of these. You can activate all the left ones for a left side thruster. For up and down, you can have thrusters on either end lifting up and down. You can place these gravity drive systems all throughout your ship so that you can pull on each mass block and your ship will just move. Right now, we're doing just reverse. You can see right now the system kicks on and it just starts pulling. And the thrusters pull back. We turn it off. All the forward ones turn on. This is how we get this awesome gravity drive system, which can just punch out there if you want to do it. It can get you some serious speed. But anyway, folks, thank you all for watching this video. Thank you all for seeing our gravity drive system and seeing how to build one of these on your ships. and seeing how you can do this. By the way, you can do this in any of the Space Engineers versions. This is either Xbox, PlayStation, or PC because this is the event controller we're using. It's not a script, it's not a mod. We are simply using the gravity, we're using gravity generators, which use a very tiny fractional amount of power to propel a ship through space and get some insane speeds with it. And you can get a decent amount of acceleration even with a big ship. Just add a couple of these throughout it. You're using far less power, and less power used is more power to other systems. It's more space you can put inside your ship and have fun with. But anyway, folks, I want to thank you all for watching this video. If you can, please, if you enjoyed this video and you think I should make more content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel and it lets me know that you guys want more of this content. And as I've said before, it's you guys that make this content and make it possible. It's not me. You guys come by here. It's y'all voting with your time, and I appreciate the votes that you've given me. But as always, I am Badger Wild saying stay safe, stay frosty. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye for now.